It's like beating a child with cancer. It's like such a low bar to beat. What are you bragging about here? Well, I'm better than those guys on the Lolcow podcast. Hey guys, Anisa loves sucking black. Am I right? The only thing blacker than idubbbz IBS bowel movements are the black that Anisa is sucking. Dude, that's too much, man. Come on. What's stuff going on? Anisa. There's been some more Anisa drama that's happened. And it's quite funny, quite interesting. I'm intrigued to see how much Anisa will be able to withstand the kind of backwards and forwards drama aspects. She's trying to go after like Keemstar and Lolcow Live and stuff, which is kind of funny because it's like, okay, well done. You're better than fucking Wings and Boogie. I mean, that's hardly a high bar to clear, is it? You know, the bar's literally in hell. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't know what's going to happen. This could be the next drama. My read on it, I think, is is that Anisa basically, I think, is trying to like drum up some drama in order to get some sort of attention for the stream. That's the only thing that I can think. They're obviously trying their best to drum up viewership for their streams, and I think their little drama stuff is how they're doing that and bringing attention to it, you know? Which is fine. That's a good way of doing it. But then she's also going out of her way to respond to people and respond to stuff, which I think is just stoking it more. And then also there's other clips that I've seen of her just saying a bunch of stuff about idubbbz that she probably shouldn't say. I don't know. If it was me, I wouldn't want my significant other to be saying that sort of stuff about me because it's embarrassing and cringe. But anyway, let's have a look at what's going on. So, Anisa idubbbz. So, obviously, Lolcow Live spoke about it on their show. And then Anisa responded with this. They immediately made this a members only after it went live, but I heard it was an absolute cringe fest. And then, obviously, the stream. And I think there's a segment of it now which we're going to watch. So, yeah. There's that. And then someone responded who looks like they're quite a small account, I want to say. 164 followers. And they said, NGL, you got cooked. And that was it. That's all they said, right? This is the kind of comment you would just ignore. It's from a Humegalol 160 odd follower account. I've got no idea why you would even pay attention to this. It's like literally nothing, you know? What's this? It says the white supremacist loser. The most base thing ever? What is this? I disavow, obviously. Dude, digging into the likes of some 164 follower account to find out if they liked any racist tweets is honestly one of the most pathetic things I think I've seen in some time on Twitter. You can't download Raid. If you click on the link, it should just take you straight through to download it. We'll have a look at it. After this segment, I'll do a quick 10 minutes on it just so I can explain how it works. I'm sure you all know anyway, but, you know, for the sponsorship thing. Anyway, so NGL, you got cooked. And then Anisa responds with this. Me when I lie. Objectively, all of the men on that podcast have bigger issues than me that they refuse to face.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
I love catching the early part of stream. Great start to my birthday.
Hey, Lady J, thanks for the 14 Canadian bucks. It's very generous. Appreciate that. Thank you. It's like, you know, it's like, first of all, that isn't necessarily objective, I wouldn't say. I think there's probably some problems you've got. But further to that, right? Oh, well done. You've dunked on Boogie and Wings. It's like beating a child with cancer. It's like such a low bar to beat. What are you bragging about here? Well, I'm better than those guys on the Lolcow podcast. Nothing they can say about 99% of the population would be valid. So, responding to some 160 follower Andy trying to get under your skin, talking about how trying to dunk on the Lolcow guys. I mean, it's just pathetic, man. She's punching up. Is she? I don't really care about that, but oh, dude, embarrassing. Embarrassing. We're going to get to it, but idubbbz has been cheering all of this on, by the way. I'm sure you'll be very pleased to hear. But yeah, idubbbz has been cheering this absolute meltdown on and saying it's based. And the heckin' incels are getting owned, guys. We're owning the heckin' incels with what we're saying. Okay. Anyway, good news. They've unleashed the segment. So let's have a look and see what they got to say for themselves and see how this stacks up. Okay.
Every time I see idubbbz, I think he looks like Officer Favre, but lost a lot of weight.
It does. The fucking mustache, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not doing him any favors.
Oh, what's this? Little intro, eh? I like that. Oh, not bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another great episode of Lolcow Live. Tonight on the show, of course, we got the Wings of Redemption. We got the Boogie 2988, the Tommy C, and special guest tonight.
Yeah, it started off strong, and then, you know, I think the kind of zoom-ins and stuff like that, and yeah, it was a bit grainy. Yeah, it would have been nice to see that a bit crisper, to be honest. But anyway, at least it's a step in the right direction, okay?
Boogie fresh. Guys, we have...
Dude, I started glazing it when I started because it looked good, and then the actual delivery was not quite how I expected it to be.
So much to talk about. We're going to push this towards the end, right? And then we're going to have Froggy Fresh come in when we talk about idubbbz's wife and all that. So I'm going to push all that towards the end. And I like the idea that Wings knows nothing about this, because then he can ask questions, and maybe some people in the audience that might not know, you can ask questions to get filled in. What's going on with you? What is the name of the ghost in Ghostbusters? The green one.
Slimer. Do I look like Slimer?
He looks like Slimer in Weird Al's Child.
While I have everybody's attention, though, I want to go ahead and do this. Do you know what I'm holding right here, Keemstar?
What is
Do you know
it?
what this is?
What is it?
That's a shot. That's a
Yep, that's
pregnancy test.
$1,100 worth of medication. Well,
Wait,
Jesus.
And you guys thought I was joking when I told you guys he was on drugs.
anyway.
Oh my God, dude. Enough with the soundboard, please. I'm begging you. Stop with the fucking soundboard, will you, dude?
The reason I was able to afford this month, guess why? Because the show did so well last month.
Now, I would like to take a little bit of credit for working my ass off and making this thing happen. But really, it's the fans. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the show. You were absolutely crushing it. This has exceeded all my expectations, especially with the hell it is to make this show. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
The image, the way Boogie's looking right now is the same way he looks when he gets head.
Ew.
We have Cyrex.
That's Tommy. And I dare you to double dare you to say it to him. Please, it be worth a laugh. Say what to him about the soundboard? I've spoken to Tommy before about my issues with the show, and he's been more than happy to listen to them. And sweet for Keemstar.
Says that Tommy C ain't really about
Tommy C, I'm gonna tell you this right now, mother.
Oh no, why?
The trash. You sit there and run your mouth about me on the podcast, but really, you ain't, homie.
Let's give a general background to the audience. Okay, so idubbbz,
It's the
the
scab
content cop, has had a rough couple years. He's turned very woke and like beta, really. And a lot of people blame it on the wife, all right? They think that his wife is the number one reason for this switch-up behavior. He's even apologized for all the people that he's roasted, right? He's, it's a full...
By the way, you know that apology that idubbbz issued out for the content cop stuff? That would naturally apply to Keemstar, right? So is Keemstar off the hook for his content cop which I thought was well at the time. I believe was well received and people liked it and thought it was a funny takedown of Keemstar. But now that's washed away because he's issued out a blanket apology to everyone that had a content cop done on them. Oof, that's rough. Keemstar, all is forgiven, Keemstar.
In 180, ladies and gentlemen, Froggy Fresh.
Hang on.
What's up, guys?
There we go.
Thanks for coming, man.
And
Hey,
so,
man, it's good to be here. I'm excited to hang out. I'm
Oh
here to-
shit,
I'm
Froggy
here to
Fresh
laugh,
as well.
and I'm here to
Yo.
chill.
so long story short, like when it came to Creator Clash, which is idubbbz and his wife's boxing event and whatnot, there was this weird thing where Sam Hyde started training Harley, and then because of the documentaries back and forth with Sam Hyde and idubbbz, they banned Sam Hyde from the entire Creator Clash event, which was like eye-opening. That's when people realized this is not the same idubbbz. Tommy, you want to fill in the gaps on the overall story here?
It actually goes all the way to Froggy Fresh. Froggy was going to be fighting, that grifter. What's his name?
Yeah, having looked at that recently, I think that's true. I think Sam Hyde did crack idubbbz. Basically, Sam Hyde did the Bane thing, didn't he? Picked him up and cracked him over his knee and broke his back. Because ever since then, yeah, idubbbz has been extremely... it's like a different man. I think he was on a downturn, but that was like a real profound moment in his career, getting punked by Sam Hyde repeatedly. Because he had an agenda. He went to do the documentary with an agenda. He cut out a bunch of stuff, which was very humanizing and painted a different picture of Sam as someone who's been fucked over by the industry and has had to scramble to pull himself back up. Yeah. And he cut all that out and just made his shitty documentary and tried to, kind of somewhat denigrate him, but it didn't really work. And then Sam Hyde released his video, which showed that he just trolled him endlessly for the whole entire period he was there.
Chris Ray
Gun.
And Chris Ray Gun, right? So Froggy, smartly, he understands his boxing, so they started talking back and forth. It was nothing personal. It was just trying to promote the match. So I forget exactly what Chris said. It was probably boring because he's the most boring person I've ever met in my life. And Froggy goes back, well, if I lose, you got to buy, what is it? You got to buy me Anisa's OnlyFans. That was it, correct?
Yeah.
Froggy, back me up.
I said if I didn't win, if I didn't win by a landslide, I would subscribe to Anisa.
Subscribe to okay. So then, and tell you how hard old poor idubbbz has it because his mother-in-law must be something. Anisa's mom picks a fight with Froggy, right? And they kind of go, and you can tell it's kind of real. And all he said was, "I'll subscribe to her OnlyFans." But that was they went back and forth, and that turned into Froggy getting canned from the entire event, which, whether they want to admit it or not, brought a hell of a lot of negativity to the fight. And I don't know if it ruined it completely for them, but it definitely split the audience because it was just a bullshit. It was just like a complete bullshit move.
I mean, I'll be honest. I got the first Creator Clash. I paid for the pay-per-view. I sat and watched it with my friends.
Yeah, I got it too.
And when Froggy got canned, I fucking knew I wasn't going to watch it, period.
What happened to
That's support. That's support from Boogie. Shout out Boogie for the support. I ain't said nothing yet. I'm opening it up. Shout out Boogie for the support. Let's go.
I love you, man. Yeah, of course, man.
The number one reason why I went to see Creator Clash 2 was because Froggy Fresh was on it.
Yeah, you're right.
Guys, Froggy Fresh has been a content creator on this platform for well over a decade. One of the original OGs of YouTube. And when that was like one of the greatest picks that idubbbz and his wife had.
Yeah, sorry, I always get this. Boogie. Sorry, I'll say it how you want me to say it, Yankoids.
That was Froggy Fresh. Here they are getting butthurt over a joke. This is the content cop people. 1 minute. Chud is spamming Call Leafy. I'm just going to call him and say that a rumor started that he died. I want to make sure he's alive.
I sure got
Okay, dude, what is the point of this? Trying to find some way to somehow rope Leafy into this, even though he's not really massively involved in this at the moment.
coffee, but...
Oh, maybe he's actually dead.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh.
You finally win. You beat him, Keemstar.
Can't call Leafy, people. He's dead. By the time we get to Creator Clash 2, all right, and there's all this drama with Froggy Fresh, we find out in the end that this event was supposed to be for charity. and no money went to charity. The reason why no money went to charity is because they didn't make any money. There was no profit. They ended up like, I think it was like 200K in the hole. So then all the commentators started making videos talking shit about them. They were already talking shit how they handled Sam Hyde.
And the thing is, there was plenty of fair material there as well, because it was simultaneously, I think, a lower intake than they were expecting. So they planned poorly in terms of maybe they didn't look at their kind of analytics and figure out, you know, they weren't getting enough pay-per-views early and stuff like that, etc. But like, it was also the fact that they spent a ton of money on parties and unnecessary expenditure. And it seemed like part of their focus, at least, was to have it be this kind of like lovey fest. You know, all big creators coming and mixing it up and shit. Like Denims was there, of all people, and all these like lefty creators got invited. And apparently there was like money behind the bar, so people were getting like free drinks and stuff. Like, why? Frogan was there, for fuck's sake. You know, it was like you wanted to put on a party rather than actually do a charity event, which is what the focus should be. Mental. Absolutely insane financial decisions. Yeah, exactly. They booked some bigger arena too. Yeah. They made a lot of mistakes. And yeah, people were rightly critical because it's like, well, you're supposed to be doing a charity event. I don't think anyone at any point had a negative, perspective on the charity aspect. Everyone was for the charity stuff. It was all the stuff around it they had an issue with. And then it turns out they didn't even make money for charity. So the one good part of it, even if you don't like them, was totally fucked. Yo, Nicholas Diorio. Yes, exactly. It was Ian's version of the QT Twitch Dick Suck Award show. Yep, exactly. Precisely right. It was his way of... And I think there was probably a kind of strategy in there as well, recognizing that he's lost a lot of connections with the old, edgier commentary side of the YouTube space. And so he wanted to, make connections in other directions, which is obviously to the lefty side, which is probably why you had the likes of Frogan and Hassan and that lot there, right? To further form bonds in order to, help with that move towards that side of the aisle, so to speak. Very cringe and pathetic.
Froggy Fresh. Now, the fact that they're running this event and no money's going to charity, the commentators went in.
Other than like, wait, why is idubbbz not fighting Sam Hyde for money to make up for that Creator Clash 2?
No, because he'd rather make a pick of himself on.
That's because Sam Hyde is the size of two men.
Right, I know he's a big dude.
Some I would fold him in half.
At least then he would at least make up for it, because people would buy that Sam Hyde fucking.
He did make up.
Buy it, of course.
He had to come up with $100,000, and he humiliated himself. And that's when she first brought up the IBS stuff. That was about a year ago too. To make up for all the money they lost, had to come up with $100,000. So he had to make the great idubbbz had to make a complete jackass of himself, to raise money. He literally had to like smell the chair.
I know that you would fucking cry if I said something to you in real life. I know you would cry. How do I know? Because I've done it to one of you fuckers in real life, and you have cried.
She's talking about Rusty Cage, by the way. She's talking about Rusty Cage. Yeah. And he didn't cry. That's not exactly what happened.
But can I step in to defend Rusty Cage?
Sure.
Rusty Cage is a very artistic, sensitive person.
Oh, hang on. Nicholas Diorio with some potential corrections here. I nearly played that clip, actually, but something stopped me. I was like, oh, be careful. Be careful with these old clips. Focus on the new stuff that you know what's what with it. The IBS thing wasn't a thing. That was misclipped. What? Can you link something to explain it? What's the deal?
Yeah. He's the type of very artistic, sensitive person.
But how do I make money depressed people?
Creator Clash 3 Free Gaza. On location in Gaza, all proceeded go to Islamic Jihad.
Good idea. Thank you very much for the super chats. Not to be that person. Be whatever person you want. Callie Marie, okay? You do you. But if he's on Adderall and antidepressants, part of it could be he's on a bad combo with them. He seems really apathetic, and if you're on meds for that, it ain't normal. Oh, funnily enough, we're going to be talking about Fuzi later in his latest comments. But I think it's a Fuzi situation. Chemical lobotomy. Is that what we're dealing with? Yeah, there is a clip of Anisa, I thought, talking about idubbbz having IBS or having shitting issues, and it was kind of embarrassing. But Nicholas claims otherwise. I don't know what he's got.
Like, he's the type of person who, like, he's a very sensitive person. He's gonna get his feelings hurt easily. It doesn't mean he's a pussy. It just means you hurt his feelings.
Wait a second. G7 is back. G7 is back at the bottom of the SSRI bottle. Yes, it is back there. That is true.
He didn't cry. She's lying. What happened was he made a crack. She went after him, and he said, "Okay, I'm sorry," and just moved on. He did.
Right.
He did
so she's suggesting that he cried, and he never was crying.
Yeah, he never cried. He never cried. He just tapped.
So why'd she say he's crying?
Because she's a lying, and so's her boyfriend.
This is the truth, okay? Ian keeps me on a leash, okay? And I'm okay with that because I need to be on a leash. I need.
Dude, what the fuck, bro?
You need to be in a depressed people.
Hear me out.
That's funny, man.
Alex Jones proceeds go to Sandy Hook case.
That's actually a great idea. I'd watch that.
Money off depressed people.
They also comped all the big streamer guests' travel/hotel expenses.
Yep.
Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, they haven't been particularly open about all the accounting stuff, but from what I understand, it is, you know, primarily an issue of spending more money than they were justified to. And also it raises the question of if you're doing a charity event, right? The point of a charity event is you do it bare bones or at least cover basic costs that are necessary, not spending to excess, because then money that could be going to charity, you know, ends up not going to charity, right?
A straitjacket.
I'm gonna guess that she has nothing to fucking do all day. This is a woman that's bored.
Yeah.
And you know what I think?
Chud title, reacting to Anisa. Chud stream. Just reacts to, well, obviously, I'm going to be watching some Anisa stuff after this. So, you know, I know your ADHD is probably crippling your brain right now, but don't worry. We will get to it. Relax. There's plenty of time, okay?
I got a theory. She married the most badass, famous, respected YouTuber on the planet, right? So this guy's got money. He's got it going on. And then when she married him, she realized she just married an internet dork, right? And he's not that ambitious. He didn't hold up on videos because he wanted the perfect video. He's fucking lazy. He doesn't want to. He's probably more like sort of Froggy says, more of the artistic type. So she thinks she married Turkey Tom, but she really married Bobax. You know what I mean?
Wait. Is Tommy C having a go at Bo Blacks? Is Tommy C having a crack at Blows Blacks? No way, dude.
So they set up this fucking time where we're supposed to meet, and the day goes by, and I go into my manager. I'm like, "Hey, what happened to the idubbbz meeting?" He goes, "Oh, they need more time." And then
what?
I don't know. And then I asked, like, and again, there was no fight going on between. Oh, you're on mute.
No, that's so awkward.
That's so weird. There was no beef
so
going
awkward.
on.
Hold on 1 second. What do you need more time for? That's something you say to somebody, like if they ran your family over in a car.
Right.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I think Jamie raises a good point there. I don't even know if that's correct. I think that Anisa, if you go back and look at Anisa's old content and stuff like that, she's very clearly a very, like, obnoxious, domineering woman, right? That's the vibe that you get, at least. Now, obviously, just basing someone's a view on someone on just their content is a mistake. But I think the actions further to that just demonstrate that as well, with how she acts with idubbbz, you know? And so I think idubbbz represented an opportunity to be obnoxious and domineering. Hence why, you know, things are panned out how they have. Yeah, she's always been a bitch. Yeah, exactly. That's a simpler way of putting it. Yeah.
So click the text chat here and look at the third picture down I put out there.
Okay. Third picture down. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Like in like a cherry cherry blouse. How do you go from that? Because to me that's attractive. Where the other one looks like a biker bitch.
Yeah, she looks good.
Dude,
she looks good. What happened to her?
I wanted to quit OF like
Wink
so
just won.
early on, and Ian was like, "No, you promised 2 years at least. I'm gonna make you stick to it," and I did. And I mean, I still do it. So, can I say that?
Can I say that? Can I say that? No, you probably can't.
Well,
I mean, you know, Anisa called this cringe, right? And there's a few moments that I was kind of rolling my eyes a bit earlier, but what's cringe about this? There's nothing cringe here. It's just funny. This is a good segment, I think. She's obviously just coping about the fact that she's getting mocked. She's trying to do the thing. She's trying to do the thing where she acts like she's cool and aloof, and the people that are speaking about her is cringe. But you know 100% that she is watching all of this, and she is unironically getting fucking upset, and this bothering her, and she's having to pretend it's not bothering her. Hence why she's making like public statements about it, and then someone with 160 followers is needling her, and she's responding. She's obviously bothered by it, trying to act aloof.
Did you notice how before CC2 it was all about how it's Anisa's event and she's the mastermind? After CC2 lost money, Ian was the one to apologize.
Thank you for the 50 sec, appreciate it. Oh, okay, maybe there's stuff that's been clipped out. You don't understand how much Keem used that shitty soundboard during the live version of this. Okay, well, listen. Sure, that's cringe. Okay, I'll give you that. Maybe live it was more cringe, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, she's obviously, regardless of that, she's obviously bothered by the fact that people are talking about her. She's trying to draw attention by, you know, having to go at the incels and the trolls. Probably isn't coping well. I guess we'll see what happens. But it seems like the pressure is on. And I wonder what might happen next with this. We'll see, I guess. But
thing is during the controversy, right? So when idubbbz's girlfriend started an OnlyFans, it was such a big, millions of people were talking about it. She had to have made a killing out the gate, right? Like during that time of the controversy, she was probably making like $200,000 a month, right?
Mad money.
But people have had to have unsubbed since, right? Wouldn't you think?
Right.
Yeah.
Generally, you kick the content up. You start out with the lewds, and then you move into like the X to the X to the X. Like
yo,
in there, you
Wings knows. Wings actually knows the process. Fuck me. Let's go.
Make you another 200,000.
I don't think Ian's that sinister. To be honest with you, I feel bad for Ian.
Yeah, I do too.
I feel bad for Ian, actually. I don't think Ian's like that sinister.
Gooner.
I think that he kind of has to do.
Wings is goon maxing right now. Based.
It's kind of like, I think it's like a Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith type situation.
Yes!
Where like,
that's a great way to explain it. Yes.
He's either got to do what she says or he's going to have fucking hell to pay.
Well, because they couldn't take a OnlyFans joke from Froggy Fresh, this was the result of Creator Clash 2. Listen to this.
The boxing event was the least profitable, but it's not even fair to say that, right?
She could have had a happier life.
Yeah, she could have much happier life. There's no happy life. When you get the brain rot from feminism and you think men are the enemy and you're afraid of men or you're angry at men or you want to torture men or destroy men, there is no happy ending. You ruined your life.
Maybe there's still a chance, you know? Maybe she'll be like, one day, maybe she'll be like, you know what? Ian is a good man.
I find it hard to believe one woman can 180 one man this much. I think idubbbz has also got trolls remorse, right? But you can probably have trolls, remorse, and then you can just change your content a bit, and it's subtle and not that big a deal, and it's not going to be as big a thing. You just don't do quite as vicious content as you used to do, or whatever, right? But I think some of the public statements on it and stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised if that's, you know, some influences come from Anisa there. I mean, it does feel like Anisa is kind of really, at the moment at least, taken over in terms of public statements about stuff, right? Like idubbbz is kind of just releasing his stuff on his channel, which is kind of middling now, I think, not really doing that crazy well from what I understand. And now Anisa is really at the forefront, fighting the trolls and the incels, right? And it's idubbbz that's then supporting that and being like, yeah, base, tell the incels what's what, sweetheart, let's go.
Don't need to I don't need to stream, because let's be honest, no disrespect, but Anisa's not going to be a successful internet personality.
No,
she just isn't, because it wasn't her destiny.
I'm about to say some incels, but how long do you think till the black guys come in? Like this sounds like a couple relationship right here.
But
like,
that's what people say. God, just let it hang. Let it hang. Why the soundboard? Just let the joke hang. That's fine. Oh my god. Soundboards are so obnoxious.
That's what people say, and that's why they say it, is because of this weird dynamic. I want to see some of these fucking clips from the podcast. idubbbz and his wife have a podcast now.
It's awful.
And it's fucking horrible.
It's like, you know, if every time I said something that I thought was funny, and I did this. Dude, I'm cringing just doing it. It's a thing. Hey guys, Anisa loves sucking black cock, am I right? The only thing blacker than idubbbz IBS bowel movements are the black cock that Anisa is sucking. Dude, that's too much, man. Come on. It's basically that, but like a jazzier sound. Stupid.
I keep seeing these fucking clips on Twitter, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Somebody on here said it best. They're like, that whole podcast is his wife talking and idubbbz being like,
even to the point where Hila had to address it. Some people would say that. I said some people
true, you did. I do remember that.
Because
that's true. I do remember that. By the way, everything he's doing and saying is what I do with my girlfriend when she's yapping, or what Boogie does, or what Tommy does, or what Wings does, or what any man does when their fucking woman is yapping. Yeah. My girlfriend will go off. You don't listen to a thing I say. No shit, bro. You never shut up. Like, that's like typical man-wife relationship. Now this dude's putting this on the fucking internet to watch. Let his wife just yap and him go, yeah. Like, this is fucking embarrassing. Leafy, there?
Yeah, there's a really annoying thing that women do, is they'll yap, and then they'll catch you out, and they'll go, what did I just say? And you're like, oh, fuck. You can't remember. And then they get mad at you. Annoying.
Oh, shit. Yo.
Yeah, amazing. Oh no. Oh, uh-oh. Damn. Blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean, the podcast is such a it's self-deprecating so obviously when there is a clear like narrative that exists that it's probably true that there is some of that going on. I don't know, dude. I find it very cringe. You can't really own stuff. I'm trying to think of what I'm saying. It's like trying to own being a pedo. You can't really do it because it's too fucked up, you know? It's a bit like that with their podcast name and what they do. Anyway, that's a bit of an extreme example, but you get what I'm trying to say, right?
I just realized I picked up I just picked up the call. Holy f***. I just barely woke up. I have a sleeping pattern. What's going on?
Oh, just chilling. So I'm live right now, and the whole chat was spamming call Leafy. So I called you.
What's good?
They just want to know if you're alive.
I'm alive.
How could
not planning on overdosing or anything like that. I'm good.
Why did you stop streaming?
I got banned off Twitter.
So that means stop streaming? I have a proposal, and I want to know if you guys are going to get behind this. I fully believe this, all right? As our title suggests, that idubbbz and his wife are lolcows now.
Why why call Leafy? You call up Leafy, and Leafy's just like non-committal and not particularly interested in having a convo, which why would he be? He's just probably at home doing who knows what. Yeah. Why like I don't know. Anyway, it seems like it's an unnecessary slowdown of the content to call Leafy, but nonetheless, let's continue.
Like to the highest degree.
Yes,
like, I can prove it. There's a stream with Boogie and Wings goofing on them.
What you need to do, Anisa, you need to get that paper barrel. You need to go in and get the OnlyFans popping. You need to get peanut butter, stick it all over your feet, and have idubbbz lick it off your feet. Get them both nice and shined up. Have him lick it off your feet, and get a riding crop and start spanking his butt. And then you throw a little strip tease in there. All these people are hate watching you. Make them pay to hate watch you. You know, demasculate him. Cuckold that motherfucker. Get him on all fours barking like a dog in the video. You know, make him eat peanut butter out your ass.
Bro, there's no way. There's no way at the end. Was that... There's no way that... Was that added in post? Or was that during the show that he... It just ruins it. Why? Why do the soundboard? That just ruins the whole moment. They did it live. Okay. I just don't understand. Anyway, that's obviously a pet peeve of mine. So we don't need to go into it anymore. But dude, that just is obnoxious. Extremely obnoxious. Other than that, other than the soundboard, I think that the actual content itself, the material, was funny. It was good. It was fine. Maybe live it was cringe, all the soundboard shit. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it's I don't really think that it was a cringe fest. Maybe some cringy moments, you could argue, but a cringe fest seems like cope.